earlier, especially if I'm gonna be standing out here in this damn sun, because I'm trying to go and get some stuff from the supermarket, because I'm not going down there to that farmer's market, because I don't see people that look like me that work there. Well, I don't see no. Put it this way. Put it this way, y'all. I don't see American faces in there. Does that sound better than me trying to be a racist? In America, I'm not a racist. I can't be a racist. I don't have that kind of racist power to, to discriminate against anybody. But what I'm just saying is that I speak how things do. Experiences that we do have as black people, we are different than, other groups of people that come here that are black. And what you got to understand is that you planting here, this is your soil, this is your earth, this is everything in elements that you made of in America. So while I was talking to y'all about these things, when I was talking about it, in my other chat, and I was being told about this birthright citizenship, you know what? It's about your mind being able to understand things as time is moving and things are changing around you, things you need to do to make changes. We don't stay the same. Every day we changing. Okay, we went at the 14th Amendment. We got that was what they got from it, and they voted against it. And for some reason, that Barrett woman, the one who adopted the Haitian children, she was trying to make a statement to me. As much as everybody was trying to say she was more going against President Trump, some of the Republicans, and that's the whole thing. Even though they was trying to go against him, they made it even better for him to put a law in place for the 14th Amendment. See, that's how we work within. They can't, the put it this way, the people, the Constitution can't be changed the way it was written. But what can, like I said, be a law put in place for that 14th Amendment to amend it with the law, with the law and everything. It's the way it's going to be done. And that's just the beginning of it. That's not the end of it. See, this is just the beginning of how we gotta, this is just the beginning of how we gotta work around the 14th Amendment in our immigration policies as well. People coming in here, slipping through the cracks, and we getting overwhelmed with people coming into the United States undocumented. So we have to put something in place to protect our borders and to protect our sovereignty here and everything. So you got to. And what I was saying about the American experience in America, like I put something out there so I can explain this to a whole lot of black Americans. Some of them just want to be some are just, what are they? Americans, descendants of slaves. Those are the ADOS people. And then you got the foundational black. They all the same. To me, they both the same. I love you too. Yeah, they both the same because one want to admit they American. They don't want to deal with just saying, they just want to hold on to some of the African descendants and everything. And we all do. I don't think none of us is excluding any of our African descendants. But what we're saying is that all of our blood is an African. Okay? All of our lineage is an African. We're American. Our lineage is an American. And you got to remember, when we were here, a lot of the slave women had children with their slave masters. And those children had children. Watch the story of Alex Haley. The story of Queen. His mother was half white. Her mother was the mistress of her slave master. Okay? And then from there, she was kind of like trying to find her place of herself in the world when her father, whatever happened after the war, whatever, and the other side didn't accept her, treated her badly and poorly. Her father's wife, you see, so she couldn't live under the treatment and the cruelty of how she was being treated by the wife, because the wife already knew she was a love child. You know what I'm saying? and she got to live in the house with her father and be treated special than other. I mean, not more special than her little white sister was, but she grew up with her little white sister. you know. So when you go listen to that story, she was trying to find herself as a black child in the world and also as a white child, and she had to go whichever way would accept her. And what happens is that the black people rejected her. That was one side of her being rejected, and then the white people rejected her because then she met white people. She looked more closer to white than she did black anyway. So, but the white people found out who she was, that she was living, I forgot, she was hiding her identity. And when they found out that who she really was, they rejected her. Okay? So she was kind of caught in the middle of both of that until it really broke her down. But she went into a kind of institution, whatever. But then she meets a black man because the baby father that she had, he ended up being, lynched by the mob because he was one of those, you know, revolutionist, you could say. He was like a revolutionist or whatever. So when they found out who he was and everything, because he was trying to get everybody free and he was about moving around, he wasn't even trying to stay around with no child, okay? Because he knew that his chances are if he stay around, they're going to get him. He had to keep moving. But they tricked her. And that's how they was able to find him with the baby. She had a baby named Abner by him. She was very, very overprotective over him, too, because even these white Christian women that took her in were trying to steal her child from her. You know what I'm saying? And she said, "No, this is my child." And she got out. Holly Perry played that role because she is a biracial child, so she did a very good job in that movie. You just got to watch Queen, and then you'll understand the foundational Black American child story. Because a lot of times they got a lot of different ethnic groups mixed in. They not all just black. They African, American Indian, and European. So they got we got three different types of ethnic groups in us. Different kind of races. Three different ethnic groups. We're American Indian, we're African, and European. If you notice, we come in all different shades, and you can see some of the stuff coming out. If you see my sister and you see me, you be like, wow, but you're going to see the family resemblance. But I took after my mother's side, the dark-skinned people. She took at the father's side and got they finer features. I got my mother's broader African features. My sister don't. She took after the father's side. So this is what happens in Black America. That's why we don't identify ourselves as just only African. We call ourselves foundational. That's why they call themselves the foundational Black Americans, or the ADOS people, the American descendants of slaves. Okay? So both of them work better. They both work together. But Pan-Africanism, no. We ain't got a whole lot of African in us, okay? Because all throughout the years, a lot of that African blood has some will, like me. I still probably got a lot because I have a lot of the African still features in me. And we could feel it in our spirit in some kind of way too. But then we could connect to a lot of white culture. You know what I'm saying? We could go either way. That's what makes us so different and how we were built. Because we could go even with some black people, they love their country white music. My mother loved country music, okay? She grew up in the country. She loved her country music, white country music on top of that. And a lot of my families, and I remember when we was growing up in the 70s, they played all, different groups of music. They played R&B and, rock, soft rock, I would say. Soft rock, not that hard. I ain't never like no heavy metal. You could get AC/DC and all that shit. Hell no, I ain't never was into Kiss and all of that other stuff. No, I wasn't never into heavy metal rock. But I love soft rock. I love it. It travels through my spirit. So basically, those elements were built in us. Those are the things we inherited from our ancestors. And some of our ancestors ain't only just black. Some of our ancestors are some of the white people that fought for us. Some of the white people that integrated with us and everything else like that. Those are our ancestors too. So when we talking about our ancestors, we are talking about the ancestors of this land. Even President Washington, Lincoln, every last one of them, even if they didn't treat. Well, some parents ain't treat their kids right either. Some kids got more ass whippings than the others. Okay? So just think about it that way. We got to get, even though it was a cruel kind of system. It was mean, the white supremacy system, in the way they pick whatever children they want to live in the house and the ones that stay out in the field, whatever. Okay, it is what it is. But I'm just saying, you got to look at it in that kind of way as immigrants come here, black immigrants that come here. We are built in America and we were made for America, in America only. And this is who we are. We not all African. We have Indian and European blood in us. With that being said, God bless you, and I'll be back with you soon. Peace.